Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 13th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Hawaiian Islands, bottom left, Pacific Northwest to the right. Look at our next system gearing up out across the Pacific Ocean and Gulf of Alaska, atmospheric river. Seasonably strong frontal system will be rolling through the Pacific Northwest, especially on the day Friday. We're going to take a detailed look at this system here. Nice storm system coming in here. We badly need it. A couple big fires there west of the Cascades across Vancouver Island and the Olympic Peninsula continue to burn out there. And you can see that smoke being produced. And you can also see the wind streamlines here. We got the onshore flow back across the region. There's the fire across Vancouver Island. Again, the Bear Gulch fire. You can see the marine layer pushing into some of the coastal areas, trying to sneak down the strait and into the Puget Sound this morning as well. So taking a look at my panoramic view of the Bear Gulch fire yesterday, producing lots of nasty smoke out there. You don't need those big east winds to have larger fires during the summertime here west of the Cascades. And Spokane also noticing that these large fires out here burning. They're noticing where that smoke is coming from as well. On X. Spokane National Weather Service is always on top of things. So here's the vertically integrated smoke here over the next couple of days, and you can see that being produced and kind of moving around the Puget Sound, southern Puget Sound, Vancouver Island, pushing off in towards southwest BC as that smoke continues all the way on in through the day. Thursday flares up again Thursday afternoon. Hopefully this next storm system can provide some relief here. It's a good thing we're getting this frontal system that starts to roll in here on Friday morning, and hopefully this is going to help extinguish or suppress some of this fire activity west of the Cascades. It's producing a lot of nasty smoke. And just a reminder, so today's day 6. Tomorrow I should have access to my channel. YouTube reset the picture here to the default, and it defaulted back to my channel for whatever reason. So I just ask you not to unsubscribe. We should have access to this back tomorrow, then probably Friday at the latest. So hopefully that will be the case. And if not, stick with this channel because I'll be doing my daily updates here. For some reason, I can't get access back to this channel and the California Weather Watch channel. This will become the primary channel, and I'll just build it back up from scratch. So taking a look here, high temperatures on the day yesterday. Again, some of the interior, the Port Alberni, 101 degrees. Some of the interior British Columbia, very warm. Some of western Washington as well, quite warm. Olympia Airport, 95. SeaTac checked in 92 degrees there yesterday. And yeah, look at this. In the north tip of Vancouver Islands, Tehican Airstrip, 102. If you go up towards Orville, 100 degrees there as well. So yeah, some very warm temperatures out there. Same thing here for portions of Portland. The city itself at 100, but the airport, I guess, was still at 99 degrees yesterday, but still very warm. You can see Rogue Valley, Medford, 104, and some very warm conditions elsewhere. But we are starting that cool down here today, so you're going to feel that. You're going to notice that this afternoon. And we got red flag warnings in effect for much of eastern Washington, eastern Oregon. Be careful for that. Rapid fire spread could occur. Low relative humidities with the gusty westerly winds are not a good recipe there for fire danger. And this is for Spokane, talking about that wind. Look at that, 35 to 40 miles per hour. Rapid fire spread. Sparks could quickly start new fires. Patchy blowing dust, small objects blown around, travel difficulty. Yeah, so watch out for that wind. Be aware of that if you're out and about today. And same thing for Missoula, Montana. There's some red flag warnings across southwest Montana down into Idaho there. It does include Polson as well. And yeah, watch out for that critical fire weather. Now, the European, this is what we're looking at here, 18,000 feet. There's our ridge. It's retreated back and off to the west and is weakening. There's our onshore flow returning to lowered heights across portions of western Canada. We scroll on into the day on Thursday, and you can really see that trough get ramped up here. And here goes this seasonably strong frontal system. This is even going to bring some gusty winds, a little bit of a taste of fall here for the Pacific Northwest. For everybody who likes these fall storms, this is the nice little warm up as we go through the mid-August period. And you see that trough hangs out, and it's going to keep some unsettled weather here across the region as we go all the way on in towards the early portion of next week. And then as we go through the following week here, is this ridge going to build back in here and throw us another ridge axis and warm us up one more time? Summer may not be done yet for the Pacific Northwest, but we got a long way to go before we have to worry about that too much. And I'm going to enjoy this trough while it is here for sure. Now, this is integrated vapor transport. This is how we measure if whether or not this is an atmospheric river. And you can clearly see it will be classified as such. I mean, pretty good moisture transport into the region here, bringing some decent precipitation amounts. And again, you can kind of see the trough hanging out as we go through this weekend all the way on in through early next week. That trough will be with us, keeping us with some cooler conditions here across the region. region. And this is the atmospheric river rating system chart. You can Google this and check it out if you want as well. And it depends on time of year, whether these are hazardous or beneficial, and how much rain you're dropping in what kind of period of time. But yeah, this, even if it's a 3 or a 4 this early in the year, generally beneficial here for the Pacific Northwest. So just because you hear the words atmospheric river doesn't mean that this is just some kind of disaster on the way. These can be very beneficial as well, which in this case, this will be. Now, taking a look at the North American model, this is the max accumulated 10-meter wind gust here in miles per hour. So you see, we get some of these gusty winds as we go through the day today across eastern Washington, Oregon. You see how they kick up a little bit this evening. I mean, it looks like we top out maybe even up in the 40s here, maybe towards 50 miles per hour coming off the east slopes of the Cascades. So watch out for some of those gusty winds. And then we see what this next frontal system has in store for us. And you can clearly see the wind starting to pick up. Vancouver Island first. Look at Quileute gusting 40 miles per hour by the time we go towards Friday morning. Look at the interior here. We start to gust those winds to 37 miles per hour for Seattle. I mean, you're talking about 40 for Bellingham. Some of the interior portions there, some of the island county up there might be getting some gusts up over 40 miles per hour as well. So again, a little bit of a taste of fall here as we go through the day on Friday. So not bad at all. I will enjoy this trough coming through here because I have a feeling summer's not done with this just quite yet. So look at composite reflectivity. Let's scroll through this and we're going to go on into Thursday afternoon. Some of that rain arrives for the Washington coast. And as we go through Thursday night into Friday, frontal system still with us, onshore flow, and this is starting to bring some better precipitation amounts down into western Oregon here as well, as these model runs have been getting closer to the event. It's been bringing some more rainfall here across portions of western Oregon. More on that here in a moment. But let's look at the European. Something similar there as we go through Thursday night, Friday, rainy day for a lot of western BC, western Washington. And then as we go through Friday night into Saturday morning, that frontal system sagging down south across Oregon, western Oregon, eastern Washington, maybe even some of that making its way down into eastern Oregon also. And look at this trough just continuing to spin. Good old, a little bit of a fall storm here for us in the Pacific Northwest, or at least it's mimicking one here in the summertime. Now, this is yesterday's European ensemble mean here for the precipitation amounts. You can see we did get an upgrade, and it did bring some further south across the Willamette Valley and some of the northern Oregon Cascades, and even the coastal areas picked up here in the most recent model run on the European model. And you can see a lot of this does fall Cascades west, but I mean, look at Seattle, 0.88. You're getting up towards an inch of precipitation there for Tacoma, Olympia, higher terrain in the Olympic Mountains, Vancouver Island, you're looking maybe 2 to 3 inches for some of the higher terrain, 3 to 4 for some individual locations. You can see how those amounts picked up here in the last 24 hours as well across some of the southern Washington Cascades also. So yeah, nice precipitation maker likely on its way. And daily 2-meter max temperatures, still not a bad day out there, but definitely a lot cooler than it was yesterday. Then Thursday, we cool down a bit more. Friday, we're going to be in a rainy day for much of the area here. Seattle only topping out maybe upper 60s towards 70 degrees. We go through Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The trough will be with us. And what happens after that, who knows? But yeah, I'm going to enjoy this while it lasts. Now, looking at the European artificial intelligence, here is, their heat breaker there, spinning across Western Canada. Then we get that trough bringing the atmospheric river and the frontal system on the day Friday. Trough hangs out through the weekend, on and through the early portion of next week. But then look as we go off in towards the following end of the week next week. Look at the ridge axis return a bit here. So we're going to be playing this cat and mouse game between this trough out over the Gulf of Alaska. Is it going to be close enough to keep us cool west of the Cascades, or is this going to back up enough to help amplify this ridge and warm us up all the way up towards southeast Alaska? Those are all good questions, and we'll try to answer those over the next few days. Looking, though, at 850 millibars. So this is as we go through this afternoon and on in through Thursday and Friday. Trough is in charge. Cooler than normal temperatures aloft. Scroll out into the extended forecast and we start to look towards next week. Still that trough hanging around, and then the ridge axis tries to return. How much heat will that bring us here in the Pacific Northwest? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. But this is nice to see. A 15-day precipitation anomaly here on the European ensemble mean clearly shows that system rolling in here. These numbers are definitely bumped up because of that initial system there. So we will take it. Portland International Airport. So this is a 46-day European outlook. You can kind of see how how they show that heat potential as we go towards the, the end portion of August there, but you can kind of see the gradual decline as we go on in towards the month of September there. So yeah, we're going to be headed towards fall, but you still can get warm at this time of year. Just want to drive home that point. And there's Seattle. You can see some of these upper 80 days there on August, 24th, 25th, somewhere in that time frame is when we could be warming back up a bit. But again, you can see the gradual decline as we go on into the month of September. And I just thought I'd show this. Again, the last 3 months, we have been above normal here across Pacific Northwest. And yeah, that goes all the way back towards May 15th, and precipitation has been way below normal for some areas. So this rainfall that's coming in here is going to be extremely beneficial. So definitely glad to see that. 8 to 14 day starts to get back in the period here where we might bring some heat back into the region, but again, plenty of time to worry about that. And the 8 to 14 day kind of showing that below normal signal for us here as well. So anyway, yeah, click like and subscribe. We will do this all again tomorrow. And just a reminder, if you're still watching this, click subscribe on this channel as well. This will be the primary backup, or it will be the new channel here. And I know a lot of people were not even aware that this was not the initial, my original channel, the Pacific Northwest Weather Watch channel here. I guess the YouTube algorithm is showing this, so make sure to subscribe to this if you would. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.